Hello guys, this is LordRisingTerror here, back with the Conqueror of All series. This is a series where I'm gonna try my best to get to the Ender Dragon and kill it, and the Wither and kill it in, as little time as possible. So in the last episode, we got a bed, and we got it by asking a rabbit for directions to the nearest sheep that it saw. In this episode, we're going to build a house around this because we ended up moving because I couldn't find my way back to the original house. So right now, I'm going to build a chest, and because I really want to make sure that I don't lose all these things, so I'm going to make a crafting... Oh wait, I have a crafting table. Oh no, I just made a second crafting table. Okay, I'm going to make a chest. Never mind guys, if I do need a second crafting table, I'm going to have it. Alright, so I'm going to make this chest, and I'm going to take this stuff. Right, so, okay, in this chest I'm going to put everything that is valuable to me. All of this, and this. And I'm going to keep these two on me. I'm going to take, this much wood, because I might end up needing it. And you know what, guys? It's almost night, but who cares? Because we have a bed. Alright, I'm going to make an axe really quick before I hit the bed, because I'm going to make two axes, actually. There's one, and there's two. And there's two axes. And there's this. I'm going to hop in bed. I can only sleep at night, but I'm going to spam this button, the right click, until I actually... Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to wake up now. Alright, so we skipped through the night, and now I'm going to work on getting some wood so we can build a new house. Because if you remember in the previous episode, I moved unintentionally because I couldn't find my way back to the original house. So I'm not going to have my 128 block limit. I'm going to have a decent sized house right off the bat. I say decent, not good, because I don't want to be wasting a whole episode just building a house where I should be mining in the mines and stuff. I haven't even gone into the mines once, and this is already episode 3, guys. So you guys can kind of see what I mean, because it's been 3 episodes and I haven't really made any real progress, and this is supposed to be an episode series where I conquer everything in the fastest way possible. So I don't want to spend too much time building a house. I'm just gonna make it, extremely fast. And I picked, if you remember, if you tuned in last week to the Conqueror of All series, you remember that I was telling you guys that I was gonna have the interesting discussion in this episode. And I guess we've got a lot of positives mixed in, because here I am getting wood and building a house, which is probably the most boring thing in Minecraft, and I have something interesting to talk to you guys about. Now, here it is, okay? I don't know how many of you have iOS devices. I'm not recommending you to get them. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, just, for fun. I just like a game on it. It's called Infinity Blade. Now, of the people who do have iOS devices who are watching this, it's only going to be about 40 to 50% of you, maybe less, who actually know what Infinity Blade is. Now, to those of you who do know what it is, I'm referring to the very first one. To those of you who don't, Infinity Blade is a series of, well, it's a trilogy. It's a video game. It's a trilogy. It's made by Epic Games. It's an excellent trilogy. The graphics are amazing. But I really find that Minecraft is a lot like the first Infinity Blade. Now, when I say this, I mean in game mechanics. So how the first Infinity Blade worked was, you have to go to this tower. You have to go up to the top of the tower, and you have to try and beat the boss. If you lose, then you go back to the bottom of the tower. You die, and you go back to the bottom of the tower. Well, that's not you. That's actually the guy's son. So if you die in the hands of the main villain, his name's the God King. It's later revealed to be Radriar. So if you die to Radriar, you die, and your son comes and takes your place to try and beat Radriar, and you play through as the guy's son later. So this kind of reminds me of Minecraft, where you die and then you come back, and then you die and then you come back to try and beat the final bosses in the game, which is the Wither and the Ender Dragon. I seriously think that this similarity you will understand a lot better if you actually play the game. I'll try my best to go over it one more time, because I don't think I did it well the first time. You die, when you die, you come back as the next guy in line, and it's his job to try and kill the God King, Radriar. Now, later in Infinity Blade 2 and 3, the story branches out into this, wild story. It's a really good story, by the way. So I'll try to give you a brief of the story. If you don't want spoilers, then you can cut to, I don't know. I'll leave a time code in the description. You can cut to that, because all I'm doing now is getting wood anyway. So in the first game, what you got to do is you have to try and kill Radriar and take from him the Infinity Blade, which is his sword. Now, the Infinity Blade is a sword that was forged to kill the Deathless. The Deathless are like a tribe of people who never really die. They're just reincarnated every time they die. They just come back with their own body, with a new body. So the Infinity Blade is a sword that you have to use to kill a Deathless for good. Now, suddenly, unexpectedly, one of the guys from the bloodline, his name's Cyrus, he manages to slay the God King Radriar with the Infinity Blade, and then he wants to go find the Worker of Secrets, who was the one who made the weapon. So he wants to do that because he wants to destroy the weapon. Correction there. He wants to meet the Worker of Secrets so that he can work with him to try and kill all the Deathless. That's what the second game revolves around. But it turns out that when you kill Radriar with the Infinity Blade, because Radriar didn't kill any Deathless for so many centuries, because, he's a God King, he lives on for a long time, it turns out that the Infinity Blade wasn't active when you killed him. So he didn't actually really die. If you kill him again with the Infinity Blade, he would die. But early in Infinity Blade 2, he steals the Infinity Blade from you. Now, throughout the second game, you have to work on two things. You need to make sure that Radriar doesn't kill you with the Infinity Blade, and you need to make sure that you're working towards getting the Worker of Secrets. By the end of the second game, you manage to find the Worker of Secrets, but turns out he locks you into the same inescapable prison that he was locked into. And Cyrus also finds out that he's a Deathless too. So that's what the story with Infinity Blade 2. And in Infinity Blade 3, the game revolves around you trying to kill the Worker of Secrets. His name is revealed to be Galath, and you team up with Radriar in the game. And very early, the first thing you need to do is you need to play through as Radriar for a little while, and you get killed by the God King. The Worker of Secrets, Galath. And Radriar's death is epic. So after you see Radriar perish at the hands of the Worker of Secrets, Cyrus realizes that it's been way too long since Radriar was gone, and he tries his best to try and look for him. Eventually, he looks for enough clues for the Worker of Secrets, and he goes and slays the Worker of Secrets with this person called Isa. I won't really elaborate much about her, because a lot has to do with how he got out of the prison and Isa, because, well, it's a pretty good story. Alright guys, welcome back, whoever used the time code to skip here, we're back. So I gave you a brief of the Infinity Blade trilogy. Each of these games, I believe the first one is about $3 or $4 currently on the App Store, whereas the second and third are, I think, $6.99. You can pick them up. I highly recommend, if you guys can pick them up, to pick them up for sure, because this game, this trilogy is it's a flawless trilogy. The graphics are beautiful, the story is powerful, there's so many pros, and there are only a few cons. One con is that they left the backstory of Galath and Radriar out. They didn't really tell much about it. Other than that, there pretty much is no flaw to this. Alright, so as you can see, I pretty much have a lot of wood right now, so I'm going to turn it into planks. Let's do that right now. Okay, so there's a very interesting story about how I got to play the game. Now, there's a YouTuber out there. His name's Dreddle. Some of you might know him. I'm a huge fan of Dreddle. In case any of you Dreddle fans who are watching this and know who I'm talking about, I'm a humongous fan of Dreddle. Now, he did a playthrough a few years ago of Infinity Blade 2, and I saw the game, and I was like, oh my god, this game is amazing. So if you guys want to get into the game, go watch that. So, turned out Necro actually played through the game as well, and he played through 1. He got 1 when it was free for about 2 months, between April and, I believe it was, February and April 2013. So it was free for 2 months. I don't know why, but it was. And during that time he got it, and he played 1, and he didn't like 1. But after I saw, Dreddle's playthrough of 2, I decided I wanted to play 1. And since Necro already had the purchase, I asked him for his Apple ID, he gave it to me. And I started playing 1, and I told him, dude, Necro, well, I didn't say Necro because that's not his actual name. I said, dude, Necro, this game, Infinity Blade 1, it's amazing, you should go try it out. He said, no, I tried it, but I didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. I told him, no, you should really try it again. Just play it again, you're gonna like it. And he played it, and he liked it. Now, both of us finished 1 at around the same time. And at this point, we were dying to get Infinity Blade 2. And our parents, at that point, they didn't allow us to buy the game. So we had to wait for some golden opportunity to buy the game. Now, at this point, I think it was just about a week or 2 after both of us finished the game that the App Store was celebrating its 5th anniversary. And to celebrate the App Store's 5th anniversary, they were giving out the 5 most popular games out for free for just 5 days. And Necro and I, we got Infinity Blade 2 that way for free. We finished it by the end of the year, or not by the end of the year, but we finished it in about 2 months. Even though it was a really big game, story-wise at that point, we finished it in 2 months, and we were itching to see the conclusion, because clearly, if you guys didn't use the time code to skip, you know that 2 ends with like a cliffhanger ending with Cyrus in prison. So we were waiting, and then in September there was the iPhone 5s keynote, and at that keynote they unveiled Infinity Blade 3, and it turned out that it was $6.99 or $7.99 if I remember correctly. But the graphics on that game were top notch. No one had ever seen graphics like that on a mobile device. I mean, like a phone or something. So when Infinity Blade 3 did come out, and I remember the date, guys. I got it on the first day, September 18th, 2013. I was the happiest person. My parents, that was the first app I think my parents allowed me to buy with real money. And I was ecstatic because I wanted to play that game a lot. And I think I wasn't able to finish the game until about 6 months because the game was so big, and they kept rolling out expansion packs. And Epic Games, they roll out expansion packs for free. So they're really nice people that way. And every time they rolled out a new expansion pack, I would get it and play through the story and get the new weapons or armor or whatever they would give. And Necro, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the game on the first day like I did. He had to wait about 2 or 3 months before he could get it because his parents didn't allow him to get the game. But turns out one of his cousins, he was allowed to get the game, so he got it off of his Apple ID. So eventually both of us, we got the game, and we had a blast. So if any of you guys have the opportunity to play, if you have time to kill and you have if you have about $24 to spend, then Infinity Blade, the Infinity Blade trilogy is some good time to spend and a good way to spend your $24, because I don't know, it really is one of the best games that I've ever played. In fact, it is the best game that I've ever played on a mobile phone or whatever. So yeah, that's with the interesting discussion that I wanted to talk about. Unfortunately, we lost this in the Ultimate Survival series that's been cut down, but you know I'm glad to let you guys have this anyway because you guys get to know about Infinity Blade and cool stuff like that. Again, shout out to Dreddle. I'm a huge fan of Dreddle. I've been Dreddle if you're watching this, or any Dreddle fans if you're watching this. I've been a fan since you were under 200 subscribers, and if I'm not wrong, he's hovering right around 2,000, maybe give or take 1,000. So I'm a huge fan. Yeah, so it was. You can all thank him for that. If you want to go see some Infinity Blade content, be sure to go check out Dreddle's channel. I don't know him personally, but I'm just putting a plug in for Dreddle because he's an awesome guy. Alright, so while I was discussing with you, I pretty much finished the house. So all I need now is some lighting, for which I need some coal. And other than for lighting, I need coal for the furnace, because, a man's gotta eat, right? Because a man's gotta eat. And I need some stairs here. Alright, so let's put... I actually got a lot of wood, guys. Let's see. Let's get... I have my pickaxe on me. Let's see if I can go get some... what do you call it? Some wood. Sorry, not some wood. Some coal. So I think I'm going to go around there, because that seems like a promising area. We do have about 3 or 4 minutes for the end of this episode, so I might be able to go and come back really quick. Even if I do die, fortunately I don't have anything on me except from some saplings and some apples and my axes. Why are my axes not worn out? Oh no, what was I cutting trees with, guys? Oh man, come on. Okay, I can see my house from here, which means I won't get lost this time. It was tragic last episode when I lost my house. It was really sad. Anyway, I can't see any coal right on the surface, because I really don't want to go mine right now without a good pair of stone tools. I'm just getting some, I'm just getting some coal because I just need it. I'm gonna go mining probably next episode, guys. I don't know yet, no promises. Maybe next episode, maybe, I'm not sure. Most probably next episode. Alright, so this looks like a promising area to find coal. I'm not going to venture in too deep because, again, I don't want to actually go mining. And I don't want to have myself killed for no apparent reason. Alright, that doesn't look very promising. Oh, that hurt. Let's see if I can go that way and find some coal there. Alright, I'm gonna dig earth until I get there. I'm gonna pick this. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Also, you guys should go check out Necro's channel as well, because he's got some interesting content coming up. Do make sure you check out his channel. If you like the intro for the video, by the way, guys, you can thank Necro for that, because Necro was the one who made this intro for me. I said this in the last episode too, but I had no idea that he would have been able to do that. I don't know if you guys really consider that a high-level intro or not, but I do, because I didn't think I would have been able to get an intro like that on, like my first series, my maiden series. Let's see if I can spot some coal. Pressing shift. Okay, I might go to the village and steal coal from the village, because I have a village right next to me. Yep, so I'm walking back, and I hope I find my way back, because it's going to be really stupid if I don't find my way back at this point, where I have a big house to see. It's really hard to not notice a house. Come on, who's going to miss a house? Me, because I miss houses. I have a horrible problem of getting lost in this game. I just hope it doesn't kick in now. Alright, there's the house. I'm gonna go to the village right now, and I think that would be a good place to end the episode. I am gonna swim across. Actually, no, I'm not gonna swim across. The village is right there. I'm just gonna run. And you guys are seeing some dropped frames. Drop frames galore. This is what it is. Oh, some sheep. Wow, I should have just come here in the first place. But that rabbit was really helpful. Thanks a lot, rabbit, if you're watching this. I'm sure that rabbit is watching my YouTube videos. I'm sure that rabbit is the only person that's watching my YouTube videos. Let's see. Do these guys have a farm? Because if these guys have a farm, then they pretty much can expect me to be like a forever guest. And I'm also going to be looking out for some surface coal over there. Alright, these guys don't have a farm. What kind of a village is this? I'll come destroy this later. People in here. People, where are you? Villagers. Hi, villagers. These guys don't have a farm? What kind of a village is this? Well, we're running out of time for the video. I think I am going to end this over here, where I can see my house and I know for sure that I'm not lost. Alright guys, so this is the end of episode 3. I hope you liked it. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Again, be sure to leave in the comments below if you want exactly this kind of uploading schedule, or you want longer episodes, or if you want shorter episodes but more frequently per week, because currently I'm only uploading every Wednesdays. Alright guys, again, thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.